Do you think that actively training your sense of smell and regularly can improve our cognitive function and well-being and extend our life or and be very beneficial to us? And if so, how do we start doing this?
So absolutely, daily exercising of your nose is extremely important for both our health span and our lifespan. There's a great deal of evidence, and more is constantly accumulating, that actually actively sniffing has direct positive benefits both on our ability to smell, so we're actually can improve our sense of smell in and of itself, but also directly translate in particular to cognitive capabilities. And this is especially important as we age. So just normal aging, and memory starts to be a little iffy here and there, like what's that person's name, or I just forgot what I was about to say. I mean, that starts happening in early adulthood. It gets worse over time, but just activating the sense of smell directly and specifically can actually improve just those very basic functions, which also have more extended cognitive sort of output in terms of our brain health. So basically just improving all aspects of what are referred to as executive functions, so attention, memory, verbal capabilities, so planning, organizing, and so on. All of that is actually improved by having a better sense of smell and by actively stimulating the sense of smell. And overall health also is very tied to the sense of smell, mainly from the flip side. So if you start losing your sense of smell, especially in sort of middle or earlier adulthood, this could be a really important sign of either that you're being exposed to toxins generally, and your smell system is sort of the first sort of signal that things are going wrong, and there are other internal systems that may also be affected, or that you have some sort of underlying illness that is just beginning to manifest. And in particular, Alzheimer's disease and Parkinson's disease are heralded sometimes by a decade or more before by problems with the sense of smell. And in all these cases, the sooner that treatment can be done, sooner some kind of intervention can be made, the better the prognosis overall, health span, lifespan, and so forth. So it's very easy to exercise your nose. So just like going to the gym to lift weights, and you don't have to leave the house at all. You don't need to buy any equipment necessarily or do anything, but you should also be exercising your nose every day. And all you need to do is get some things that you have in your house that have specific smells. And I would recommend, so the traditional form of smell training is 4 different scents that are quite different from each other. And you want to sniff them, sort of actively, deliberately sniffing, and also thinking at the same time about what it is you're smelling. So not just sniffing and, thinking about a grocery list, but sniffing, let's say, the peppermint and thinking about peppermint candies or candy canes or about Christmas or whatever it might make you think of. And you sniff that for a few seconds, and then you sniff, let's say, peanut butter for a few seconds, and you think about how you like peanut butter, or maybe you don't like peanut butter or whatever. Maybe you sniff some of your favorite shampoo, you think about that, and maybe you smell something else, I don't know, coffee or whatever, some other thing that you have in your house, just very easy, that is connected to you in some way, and you smell and you think for a few seconds each one. And you do this, it's best, especially if you have smell loss, in terms of helping people regain their sense of smell. This can actually really work for many people. It doesn't 100% necessarily work for everybody, but with respect to helping people with total smell loss, as well as helping people who have some smell loss get a better sense of smell, sort of actively training your nose and doing this kind of thing 3 times a day for at least 3 or 4 months. And then if it's not working, switching to another set of 4 scents and moving on from there. But if you're just someone who, wants to help their future health span, lifespan, then just every day taking 4 scents and sniffing and thinking. I mean, there's no direct evidence that just once a day is good enough, but I mean, that's what I do. I don't necessarily do 4. I sometimes do more. I sometimes do less, but I smell deliberately every day. And I don't know if it's had any impact on me so far, but I truly believe, and there's definitely evidence that just doing this is really good for our overall health and especially our cognitive health. And if it were ever the case that I were doing this and be like, I don't know, I can't really smell this today, that would be a really important signal for me to go get checked out. And the sooner I would know that maybe there was something that needed to get checked out, the better I think the outcome would be.
Well, I told my whole family we're going to start doing this every day. This is like a rule now in my family. So we're all going to start. I mean, of course, I now, especially in my job, I actively smell all the time. But I think it's also a bit of this meditational feeling where, okay, I'm going to sit down now and I'm going to smell four scents at my desk and maybe write something, and it's a moment of meditation or just thinking, reflection, whatever it is, and it makes you stop and think for a moment about something other than whatever else you do that day. So I think it's a really nice idea, and also I also think that it could really help with our cognitive function.
Well, I really like what you just said too, because it is a moment to really get into the moment. So you're not doing anything else for that, maybe that minute where you are smelling those four scents and thinking about them. And
Yeah.
even if it's just a minute, that grounding, that focus, that concentration, I think overall has benefits, generally speaking, for mental health in all kinds of ways. So not just cognition, not just improving your sense of smell, but actually also improving your mental and emotional health.
Yeah. And